Do
Oklahoma where the winds come, sweeping down the plain, twisters blow away your kingdom. Noise from the Sooner State, feel it in your eardrum. Way past the beginning and we are nowhere near done. My goodness, I'm nice with it. You can snap back, hold your hat, this how I'm fitting. Getting fueled up off your hate as if I need it. Why your takes on eating lighter, people say I did it. You didn't know? When I hit the road, dog cities hear me spitting flows. Meanwhile, on tracks, I'm really not your typical spiritual, lyrical miracle, you imbecile. Going harder than a tombstone. Here lies in a method that never saw his doom, though. Joints instrumentally fired by IQ, yo. Rocking like a Lucifer track, but what do you know?
Forward and I can't go back.
Welcome all. This is the Outsiders Game Country Soccer Podcast. My name is Mario. It's been a minute. I got my good co-host David with me. And we also have special guest Scissortail Shirt, aka Gage, with us. How you boys doing tonight?
Doing all right.
better than the Chicago Fire right now.
Yeah, ain't that like a every year memo for them?
Yeah, well, they got Lewandowski this year. I mean, one of the greatest number 9s of all time,
Yeah, we might differ on that one, but man, wow. We have lots to talk about. We haven't been on here probably 2 months?
Since after the World Cup.
Yeah, it's close to like a month and a half, maybe. But so like I said, we have lots to talk about. But what started this last week, and that we can't start this show without talking about a little bit of Premier League. We'll start with David on this one. How did your Manchester United do this week?
Absolutely. What the game plan? That was the game plan.
That was the game plan. Okay.
See, we fall back down the table, and when no one's looking, we go right back up, and then Chelsea's like, "Yeah, we got to do that to climb up." Yeah.
Yeah.
All the trains are stopping to Manchester, but I just this is my opinion is, did they in the offseason the Premier League just say financial fair play rules, we're just going to do this? Because Tottenham seemed to be spending every penny on the face of the planet right now. Chelsea signed another 14 players this offseason.
Hey, we won, right?
Yeah. You did. Congratulations.
It's up there a little bit. You're kind of like mixing your words a little bit, sir. Speak with your chest.
Yeah.
Speak with your chest. Well,
someone almost put his foot in his mouth about this because he bragged a little too early. Then you forgot you have Richard Sanchez in goal. So I mean, it doesn't matter if it's USL Richard Sanchez or Premier League Richard Sanchez. I would not want a Richard Sanchez in goal.
We wanted a fair match. We had to put somebody out there. Could have had our good old buddy Todd on there, but we won. That's all that matters. Gage, I think last time we asked you, you don't have a Premier League team, but who are you watching this weekend?
I think I was very casually a Leeds fan a couple seasons ago, and now that my new job means I have my weekends back, I think I'm gonna jump back on as a super casual, I guess. So 2 wins over Nottingham Forest in 4 days? We'll take it. So
nice. Well, that's awesome. I guess we got to skip away from Premier League talk for David's case over there, but
it's a long season. Jesus, it's not over till June? Come on now. If we lose to Crawley Town again, you're going to see me jump off the deep end once again. That's where I draw the line. Yeah,
going again back to your Liverpool fandom. But
well, let's just do it. Let's go back to the USL. You want to talk USL? Little USL? Do you want to talk some MLS first? Let's talk a little MLS first. Congratulations to Taylor Callagher. He's back to playing. He looked so wrong in that Sporting KC jersey, but at least he's playing. Did you guys watch any of the last couple?
And he got an assist.
I mean,
that
he was good.
Being there for the assist, that was definitely quite the situation with the VAR, and then didn't look like it was going to be VR, and then it was. And so a roundabout way, but he has his first assist. So fair enough.
Hey, you were
He's a,
there at the St. Louis versus Kansas City match, right?
Yep. Unfortunately, I was joking that I'm behind enemy lines cosplaying as a St. Louis fan because a friend of ours invited us to go up there. But I was like, if Taylor scores, all bets are off. They're going to have to throw me out of that section at that point.
yeah, and in that Atlanta game, he had the best play for Sporting Kansas City that whole game. I mean, that little back heel flick on was just genius. And I'm sorry, but that guy that was playing right wing for Sporting KC was just awful. It felt like he wanted to be the number 9, but they put him over on the right wing, and he was just awful.
Speaking about that Atlanta match, me and Angela got to watch it in the second half after Kyle Harrah got subbed out. But man, Atlanta, looking at that stadium, it was just so horrible. And then seeing the way Sporting Kansas City was playing, it was just I wanted to shut it off immediately. I think I've probably snoozed like maybe a couple times. But yeah, I hope Taylor can come back to Tulsa, man, because he is a better team.
Right. Yeah. Okay. USL time. Let's talk USL time. Let's get into our bread and butter, what we love the most, USL. I think next Monday the transfer window shuts yet for the USL, and we've seen some big names leave. I mean, I think the big name leaving right now is JJ Williams going over to the Hibs. And you feel about JJ going across the pond to go play over there?
Go ahead, Gage, if you have some input.
That's fair. Yeah, I think for as selfishly as a Tulsa fan, I think that couldn't have come as a better time than before he can hurt us. But, I think it's a good move both for the league and both for JJ. Obviously, we loved him in his very, very short stint here, but I think that's a great move for him. I think he's going to do very, very well over there.
He's kind of a little old to be making that kind of a move, but we saw Cal Jennings do it last year. To go over, I believe it was China. Was it China or was it? Yeah, it was China.
I think so.
And now he's back with Sacramento. He made the flashy move back to Sacramento. A little bit up in the age there for a player to make that move, Mario.
A little bit, but with his height and his his hunger for scoring goals and his headers and stuff like that. I mean, it was a good move. Rhode Island probably made some good money out of that.
They're not the only team that made a move or player to make a move over there. Colton Swan from Charleston Battery, he's making that move to the same team over there, but he's getting to finish out the year in Charleston. Then in the next season, he's moving over there. So young U.S. national team player, youth national team player, making that move too. So USL's getting global recognition with some of the movement. How do you feel like that's helping, or the growth in USL is helping the players make those moves?
I mean, I don't think it can hurt at all. I mean, having more eyes in the league, of course. I mean, we've got some good guys that obviously make the move over here towards the end of their careers, but having guys that are getting real young and then making their move across, I want to say was for Fidel Barajas. There's a couple different names that come to mind of okay, they played here, now you're gone.
Yep.
And sometimes they come back, sometimes they don't. But I mean, if that gets more eyes in the league and gets us more exposure, absolutely, why not?
Well, you just said Fidel Barajas. He's back with Monterey Bay now.
Mm-hmm.
So he's on loan with Monterey Bay. So yeah, it kind of reminds me of the Christian Pirano move when he was in San Antonio. Left, went across, played for a few years, came back to Sacramento, or back to San Antonio, Sacramento, now back to San Antonio. I mean, it just seems like the good young talent gets picked off here in the USL. But other transaction news, Mario, that that little team, FC Tulsa East, that team.
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about, and I know who you're about to say.
They just added to their FC Tulsa stockpile Patrick Segrist.
I know.
transferring from Greenville to Lexington. Lexington has made a bunch of moves. They transferred on loan Arturo Ordonez to Hartford. They moved 2 guys to Joe Hafferty and Malik Henry Scott, I believe, to Indy 11, and now they're bringing in Patrick Seagrass. Are they just reshuffling the deck, trying to get more ups? Like, is Kyrian Winters next, or is it maybe Warmel? I don't.
You know who's coming back? You know who's going to play for them next, right? The biggest postal legend, and I know our
Chris
good
Cabana?
buddy. Ewan just said that J.J. Williams is our legend, but the biggest legend, bigger than him, Eric Bird will join Lexington.
Man, Eric Bird has been known to want to play for our rivals. You know, Oklahoma City.
There you go.
Good thing they folded before he went there, so he don't have that stank on him. But you know, we mentioned Cal Jennings coming back for Sacramento Republic. Let's see who else has been on the move. Noble Okello left Indy 11 for Lexington. Yeah, it's just I have a feeling that after this weekend, there's going to be, like, on Sunday, you're going to have about 4 or 5 other moves, especially if they close that window on Monday. You know, they're going to get the way that the West is right now, where it's like 6 points separates 11 of the teams, or 10 or 11 of the teams. I think on Sunday we might see a little bit more action. How do you guys feel?
I would agree with that. I feel like there's definitely some names out there that, like, could be moving, but, you know, I mean, teams are still making moves. I mean, New Mexico literally just cut somebody. So wonder if they're bringing someone in or if he's going somewhere else with Will Seymour. So who knows?
And he was a legend, Will Seymour. You know, I've been there for 3-4 years. Legend, New Mexico legend, Will Seymour. Yeah. Do you see FC Tulsa making any move, Phyllis? Or you think we're done? Because we've made quite a few moves.
I can't see anybody realistically that, like, I know our attack still kind of needs to get going, but if they keep firing all cylinders like they did on Saturday, which that's getting into further into the episode, but if our attack can get going with the pieces we have, I feel pretty comfortable with that. Our midfield just needs to get healthy, and our back line is strong as always. So,
Mario?
What do you boys want to talk about last week's results, or do you want to talk about the standings? What do you guys want to talk about next?
I'm just going to piggyback the last question. Do you think Tulsa's going to make any more moves, Mario, or do you think we're done?
I think we're done. I think we have plenty in the reserves, and also our front now with having more of, you know, Mary and just the players that we have right now. I think we're good. I think we can probably maybe cut 1, maybe 2 out of the lineup, but I think that'll make us hungry and fight more in the training camps and also go in the game. So I think we're good.
Okay. Yep. Let's move into scores from last week. We'll start off on Wednesday. Phoenix defeated Colorado Springs 3-1. New Mexico drew on Saturday. New Mexico drew with Loudon 0-0. Brooklyn FC lost to Pittsburgh 1-0. Detroit City FC defeated Tampa Bay Rowdies 1-0. Boys, this Tampa Bay team is the Detroit team. They're sneaky building there in Detroit. How do you feel about Detroit?
I mean, I think even just their performance against us here just shows resolve. It was one of those teams where, like, it didn't feel like they fully bunkered in, but, like, if they play like that, I can see another upset in the postseason again. They're just one of those teams that, like, they've got that resilience. And I mean, even just at the final whistle, hearing all of them screaming and yelling, and just how much just that many points on the road meant to them. I just think that's a club that would scare me if we were to see them again.
All right, I'm in full agreement with that statement. They're a gritty team. The past couple of years, I mean, they could have. I know this was the first time they ever beat us, but you know, any other matches previous to this, it would have been a toss-up. But they're just a gritty team. I just see them doing pretty good in the playoffs, but I just don't have confidence to say that they can win it all.
Okay. Well, and then Lipa AFC matchup. Indy 11 defeated Louisville 2-1. Fellas, Louisville is not the Louisville of old this year. It feels like their back line. It feels like in this offseason you're going to see probably the next big Louisville FC transformation. Do you guys feel like this is going to be a revamp for Louisville this offseason?
I think it's got to be. I think the atmosphere surrounding the club, both in like the supporter culture and everything, I don't think they're going to accept anything less than a full tear down or a retool and get back going to where they feel they should be.
Yeah. Mario, do you feel like we should be worried about Luke Spencer? I know we talked about this earlier in the season when Danny Cruz left, but
No, I don't think we need to worry about Coach leaving anytime soon. Maybe down the road, but not right now. We also we're kind of forgetting they got a pretty good goalkeeper over there in Indy 11, and that guy gave us some trouble in the championship. I don't want to talk much more about that, but it's Eric Dick is a really good goalkeeper, and I seen a couple saves that he did in that match that kept him from losing that match. But yeah, with Louisville, I just think they're going to be doing a revamp, take some old players out and mix it up, and next year they'll be back at it again.
all right. So then you got Lexington FC Tulsa East defeating Las Vegas 2-0. Then you got JJ Williams Rhode Island defeating Monterey Bay 3-1. It's Monterey Bay, so I don't know if I could really take a whole lot from that JJ Williams Rhode Island team against Monterey Bay. How do you guys feel?
I think Rhode Island's just still one of those teams that like they're still going to find a way to hurt us. I mean, thinking of us being, next up, I think it'll be a very intriguing matchup, a very high-powered offense versus a pretty good defense, from what I can tell. They're still going to find a way to be creative, even without JJ Williams. It'll probably just look different, but I trust that they'll find a way. Hopefully not, but
Yeah. Then we get upset of the week. Is it really? Because Birmingham just does not feel like Birmingham Legion. Birmingham Legion losing 2-3 to SC Jacksonville, their second win of the season. Fellas, I know we get Brooklyn here in a few weeks, but man, I wish we could play Jacksonville.
I don't know, man. That late game winner, it could have gone either way. To be honest, I watched a little bit of it, and I think that game should have tied. It should have been a tie, but you got to play all 90 minutes, right?
Yep.
Right. Colorado Springs, El Paso. El Paso defeated Colorado Springs 1-0. Oakland Roots with a Peter Wilson stoppage time winner defeats San Antonio FC. Big win for Oakland.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
And then we got that beautiful number we'll talk about later. And then Aizen Sacco in the dying moments of that game against Sacramento Republic, Phoenix Rising draw 2-2, which, I started out my night watching the Louisville game, then the Tulsa game, then I flipped over to the Phoenix game, and I was like, please, Phoenix, get us one goal to draw with Sacramento, because that helped us immensely in the standings.
Yeah, this week and last week's results have been favored Tulsa a lot. There's so many teams that tied or lost matches that kept us up there. I know we still have one game behind the leaders. I think not New Mexico, but Orange County at the time. I think we played only like 30 matches and they played 31. Fortunately, I think New Mexico only played 29 or 28.
They're at 18 games right now.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just I'm just excited. I can't wait to see it.
All right. Let's talk standings right now. We'll just do very briefly in the Eastern Conference. Tampa Bay Rowdies are in first place in the East at 44 points. They lead the Supporter Shield race by 8 points over Charleston Battery right now. In the West, you have New Mexico in first place, 34 points, only 18 games played.
Yep.
Orange County is in second place with 34 points, 21 games played. El Paso third with 34 points. So very tight up at the top of the Western Conference standings. FC Tulsa at 32 points, 2 points back from New Mexico United. San Antonio's at 32 points. Sacramento's at 31 points. Lexington at 31 points. Las Vegas at 29 points. Colorado Springs at 28 points. Oakland at 26 and Phoenix at 26 points. So, guys, between first and 11th place in the standings, 8 points. 8 points.
I just think the West is genuinely like it feels like it always is, but this year especially has just been such a knife edge of like you lose a couple of results and you're out of the picture. You win a couple results, you're back up in the top 4. It's genuinely makes every game I feel like a must win at this point because you never know who's going to catch you and who you got to keep up with.
I mean, look at it right now. We are literally 3 points above the playoff line, and we're in 4th place. So, I mean, it is. Yeah, it's very, very tight in the West. So, all right. Fellas, do you think of any other USL talk that we need to go over real quick, or you want to talk some FC Tulsa action?
Some FC Tulsa talk would be great.
Okay. So we'll start out FC Tulsa talk. We'll talk about some recent happenings, then we'll move on to the last weekend's game, maybe a couple of games before it. Joe Sangwa, he was on a 25-day contract. They have extended him to the end of the season. That makes me worry, guys. I'm not saying anything bad about Joe Sangwa. And this coupled with a later move that we're talking about makes me wonder if Grant Robertson's healthy. Makes me wonder about Harvey St. Clair. It makes me wonder about Owen Dam. Why are we getting so many wingbacks brought in and extending if those guys are not fully fit to go down the stretch? So we talked about Sangwa. Wilson Eisner comes over on loan from San Diego FC from MLS. So that's another wingback that was brought in. You guys feel like maybe we got more of an injury bug than we know about on the wings?
I would honestly feel like it. I mean, I know kind of word around the street is Owen hurt himself again, was going to be out at least a couple weeks from last we heard. But if that is the case, honestly, I feel like the way that we play a lot of our ball, which I mean, it feels like a lot of last year where we just kind of lived and died by the cross. I was always worried about the injuries of how hard we run those guys. So I've always been in the camp of the way we play, more depth on the wings would not hurt us because it's always good to have more options. But I would definitely lend some mind to, of course, us have possible injury as well.
Mario kind of rings with the Travian Souza brought in this time last year. Maybe it's a good sign. Maybe it's maybe it's a good luck charm. Maybe
I don't know if it's a good luck charm, but from I'm feeling, if it's an injury problem, then yes, we need the players. We need the depth and the wing back. But also for me, I just think, more options, more battles and training. People will just want to start playing a little bit more better, more physical, and want to be in the lineup. This is one thing that I love about soccer is that you can win your position on training camp. So hopefully that's the case. I'm hoping that's not really injuries. I want to see Dan back out there, but I'd rather have a 100% player than somebody that's a lot less.
Well, that was the only signing we had. We brought in a midfielder, Will Wilson. He's a Kenyan. I think he played. His last team was in the Finnish first division, and I think he played some in the A League in Australia. So this is another question: is our midfield healthy? I thought maybe Diallo and Serrato was getting close to coming back, but we still haven't seen them in the 18. So maybe bringing in Will Wilson's another, not only a depth piece, but maybe there's more injury bugs right there in the midfield. How you guys the same line as the defense? How do you guys feel about that?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat of kind of like it wouldn't hurt to have the depth just in case. It does make me fear a little bit of kind of what's going on behind the scenes because obviously we don't know 100%. From what I've seen, he does seem to be pretty good from what I've seen him play. My concern with him is just he hadn't played in so long before coming here. Yeah. But I think that's my only concern. But I have full faith in our front office. If they're bringing somebody in, they clearly see something. So,
Yeah.
which I'll back onto what our friend in the comments here is saying about Sangwa. I mean, that guy came pretty much out of nowhere for us. I think he was playing USL 2, and now here he's absolutely contributing for us. So I have full faith in our front office to make these moves.
Who was he with? He was with Tucson or FC Arizona? Was it FC Tucson?
I think it was FC Tucson. Yeah.
Yeah. So, hey, so I mean, so personally, I've always wanted FC Tulsa and right there before the transfer window shutting to go make a big splashy move, something that be what I call a difference maker, a game changer. But if they're finding these diamonds in the rough, say like a Travian Sosa last year, or an Ian that came in last year late, I got no complaints with it. So, so that's all the transfer news that FC Tulsa's had, and we all think that we're probably close to done with that. Let's talk a little bit about the Detroit City FC game. We lost 1-0 at home to Detroit City FC. Guys, they're top 3 team in the East. I don't think it's a bad loss. It's a loss that probably shouldn't have happened. It was a defensive miscue in the back. When have we ever seen a ball bounce over Lamar Batista's head?
Literally never. To be honest, I can't remember a single time other than that. So I think it's just one of those, it just sometimes it's just stuff like that happens. You got to lick your wounds and move on, and it seems like that's what we're doing. So,
yep,
is what it is.
So Mario, that's how you feel. It is what it is. We learn a lesson and go on.
Yeah, just a mistake. Hopefully you can learn from that and do better the next time.
Okay. And then we went out to New Mexico and lost 1-0. Penalty given up late by Alonzo Clark in the box. Shoved him in the back. Another defensive miscue. Guys, back-to-back defensive games with the miscue. But our defense has been so solid all year. Sans the Charleston game. So I'm not really worried that much about our defense. It was just it is what it is. What I was a little bit more worried about is in the last 10 minutes of that game, we couldn't get the ball at all. We were chasing the last 10 minutes of that game, couldn't get back into it. And our offense hadn't scored for 180 minutes. Probably plus a little carryover from the game before the Detroit City game. You guys' feelings on the New Mexico game?
I'll admit I didn't get to watch as much of it as I would have wanted to because I unfortunately was out of town, but it's definitely one of those of from the bits I could see, it was just very frustrating to just watch, for us to normally be a very fast team. I feel like of us being able to high press, us being able to press anybody as soon as they get the ball, just us not being able to pull that off against somebody that I frankly felt we should have been able to match up better against, which that's not to say that we were outclassed or anything like that. Just definitely I feel like we should have, not to say we were being lazy, but I definitely feel like we could have been able to close down the
Well, Martin, we were there in New Mexico for that game, and we saw Bailey Sparks fall down 5 times on the field.
Oh my God!
It was for. and I wanted to be that guy and say that it was the baseball turf cover. But then that was in the first half. Then the second half, he fell on the natural outfield grass. So I maybe just didn't have the right spikes in. I don't know. It was frustrating. But Mario, we lost to a top 3 team in Detroit City in the East, top 3 Eastern Conference team in Detroit City in the East, 1-0. Then we lost to New Mexico, a top 3 team in the West, 1-0. How do you feel about that? I mean, personally, I feel they were tough teams, and we battled right there for 180 minutes or 90 minutes each game, 180 minutes against 2 top teams, and we weren't that far off.
There's a big difference between those 2 matches and the match that we're going to be talking about here shortly. And it was Jamie Weber where he was positioned at. When he plays a little bit more central, he doesn't have the control. He doesn't really have the chance to actually go up and help and attack or put good passes out there. That's one thing that once they saw that, And I really think once they subbed them out of the New Mexico match, they were trying to attack. They put a lot of players behind them or in front of them and stuff like that. They wanted to just go ahead and attack. And is think in the game there's not a chance where one or two flips from a certain player and then just kind of
All right, let's move on to that game that you want to talk about. It's at Orange County. Coming into Saturday, Orange County was number 1 team in the West, but they were on a little bit of a skid. They had allowed 3 goals at home to Tampa Bay, and I want to say Louisville City. They lost to Tampa Bay, I think 3-0, and then they lost to Louisville City 3-2. So, we're an FC Tulsa team that's come in that hadn't scored in 180 minutes. So maybe they were thinking that they could find their defensive footing at home there in Irvine, California. Didn't work out that well for them. It started in the 4th minute with Ordonez scoring his first goal of the night. How'd you guys feel about that 4 minutes into the game, getting off the schneid and getting a goal in?
I mean, that's quite the start. I think that may have been the fastest goal we've had all season. I can't think of one off the top of my head. So, I mean, if there's a way to jump on the front foot immediately and force them to come out from the opening jump of the opening 5 minutes, fair enough. Why not?
Well, Mario, then in the 20th minute, we got another goal by Ordonez again to give him a brace, but FC Tulsa up 2-0. I know how I felt. I was like, we need 3. In my mind, from there on out, I was like, we need 3. How are you feeling being up 2-0 against Orange County?
Before that, when the game started and the announcers were talking about the keys of the success for FC Tulsa, they're like, they need to find the front footing. They need to score goals. That's one thing that they're lacking on. And then we scored 2 goals in 20 minutes. And I'm like, I think we might. And I was like, twisting my fingers. I was like, I think we might have found our front footing on this new player. It was a great back pass. So I'm going to say that right now.
Thank you, Tom Brewitt.
Yeah, right. But I mean, a goalkeeper was positioned perfectly, but he scored a great goal, and I was excited. I mean, I just like you, I wanted to score 3 or 4 more goals, and we kind of did.
Well, Gage, you heard from some Orange County people that they thought that was an offsides on Ordonez, but it was a back pass from Brewitt back to Rando, and it was maybe the weakest back pass I've ever seen. How'd you feel about that?
Yeah, it's one of those I fully, because obviously on the broadcast I had just had it on my phone while I was doing work at my desk, and I just happened to see the ball just there for the taking, and Kimi takes off the other way. I fully thought it was just an interception or something. I didn't even realize till the replay it was a bad enough back pass like that. But yeah, then hearing, of course, people on the broadcast yelling for offsides. Like, I know we'd probably have people in Tulsa that do the same, but it was all the funnier to be on national television. That gets picked up by the microphones for your fan base. But
yeah. So before we go into the next few goals, this is what I was excited for when I saw the starting lineup for this game. Remy Cabral and Ordonez starting up top for us. Something we haven't seen all year. Remy's been a little injured, so we've been starting Logan Dorsey up there with him. I think that made the whole difference there. I think the way Cabral attacks just worked magically with Ordonez. How do you guys feel about that combination?
I would agree with that. If we can get Remy back to healthy and back in, because they were mentioning on the broadcast themselves, his biggest strength this season has just been being on the field. We've been missing him for how many stretches of the season. If we can get them both healthy and absolutely fully firing, I think those two are going to work wonders together. I mean, we're already seeing the beginning of it.
Yeah, Mario. Last year when Ordonez was with Loudon, he had Avia Aboakora playing up top with him, and he had great games there. And Cabral's kind of that type of player. So, I mean, how do you feel about those two starting together?
Oh, I loved it. I think we've been calling for that since we got Kimi here, and I just that and having Jamie Weber on the side, right behind them, just giving them some good passes. The sky's the limit with this team.
And not knocking Dorsey, I like the change of pace Dorsey brings in the second half. If he comes off the bench, he's got more of that grinder type of number 9. that could, come in and just add that different layer of attacking ability. How do you guys feel about that?
It might be a crazy thing to say, but the first thought that I had to mind seeing the way Dorsey scored on that last one, and then just kind of the way that him and the guy I'm about to compare him to run around, it feels like Stefan Lukic in a different front. It feels like they both are able to just run up front like a bull in a china shop and just make something happen if need to. And so I don't mind the option of him off the bench. I think that's a great spot for either one of them. So if we can get an initial front three going and have them as options off the bench, that's Richard there.
I like that comparison of Lukic, but to me, Dorsey plays a little bit more forward than Lukic. Yeah. Lukic is more a distance type of finisher, and Dorsey's kind of got that bull in the china shop going up in the box up forward. Yeah, I like that comparison. Okay, Mario, then, we're not done yet. It's 2-0 at the half. 2-0 at the half. Then Orange County makes 2 subs at half. One of them's Chris Haggart, who I kind of didn't know why they didn't have him starting in the first place, because he's a very, very talented midfielder. And he makes his pay. In the 47th minute, he makes a great shot goal for Orange County. 2-1. How are you guys feeling at 2-1?
Me personally, I was like, oh no, this is Orange County. I mean, they play us tight, man. That team always comes out and scores multiple goals on us and stuff like that. And once I saw that, I was like, oh, come on, please. No, none of a comeback for them to beat us on the game. But thank God that didn't happen. But that goal, I was hoping for a better defensive, but the man kicked it in and got it in the corner, man.
Well, and then in the 55th minute, we talked about a ball bouncing over Lamar Ortiz's head a couple games ago. Well, it happened to Alex Rando, the goalkeeper for Orange County. And Kimo Ordonez was right there to pounce on it, puts the ball in the back of the net for the third hat trick in FC Tulsa Roughneck history. So we got Jesus, Luca, and Kimi. 3-1 FC Tulsa. How you guys feeling?
All I could think was that's the easiest hat trick I think anybody's probably ever going to get. Let's be honest, 2 of the easiest gifts of defensive lapses. But, I mean, they don't ask how. They ask how many. And there you go. He's in the record book for us.
Yeah, I was shocked. I was like, is this Orange County B? Is this their second team or something? Because those goals were super easy. I was surprised the way that ball just bounced and the goalkeeper just kind of whiffed on it. I thought he was going to get a good head ball on that, but he didn't. And we made him pay.
Yep. And, well, then we move on a little bit later in the game. In the 69th minute, we get a free kick opportunity from pretty good distance outside the box. Jamie Weber lines up over it, and, Delence Pierre, he's just kind of loitering out there, and he takes the free kick. Who thought Delence Pierre is going to take that? Raise your hand out there if you think Delence Pierre is going to take that free kick.
I think anybody that raised their hand's a liar on that one. I definitely agree with a lot of the broadcast, and then like what our social team were saying, just straight off the training ground. That's a great job from our guys in the wall. I think it was Colley and Kaczewski taking away the keeper's eyes. So all Pierre needs to do is just smash it home, and they just get out of the way. So I think all in all, great play all around from everybody.
Mario Weber placed the ball down. He marked the steps off. Did you think Weber was going to take that?
I think if I would have been in Las Vegas, I would have put all my money on Weber kicking the ball and then because there's no way I was, everybody knows Jamie Weber would have notched that in himself as well. But it was a good call. I seen them kind of talking to each other, and I thought he was just going to be used as a decoy kicker, but no, he kicked it in with his left foot and got in the goal. I'm happy for him. I mean, our team, after he scored the goal, you saw them celebrating with him together. So great on him.
So you guys don't know this. I'm pretty good at reading lips, and when Delence went up there and did this to Jamie, he goes, I got this. Jamie, that's all I said. He said, I got this. Yeah.
Hey, if we're in the World Cup, that's a red right there.
Yeah. All right. So the 72nd minute, Logan Dorsey puts one in the back of the net, make it 5-1. It was a pretty solid pass from, I believe it was from Gio Coley, got the assist on that one. Guys, 5 goals, only 2 assists on those goals, on 5 goals. So 5-1. That's how the game finished. Your feelings against, at the time, number 1 team in the West, Orange County, 5-1 victory in Irvine, California. You guys' feelings on that?
I feel pretty darn good about it. If that is a sign of our attack really kind of getting it together, I think there's been flashes all season of like, okay, what our attack could be. I feel like this was our first real like, okay, when they can run riot. I mean, obviously some defensive gifts in there to help out with that as well. But when we give them the ability to finally just run riot and go crazy, I feel pretty darn good about this for the rest of the season. We can keep this up.
Yeah, can we keep playing Orange County all the time now?
Well,
I want some scores like
in Orange County because they beat us here in Tulsa. So
that's what I meant.
Yeah,
just playing at OC, you know. But yeah, it was an impressive game. I'm happy with the scoreline. I'm glad that we got this big old match against a top seeded team. It just is a wonderful feeling.
Yeah. Well, so statistically wise, Orange County held possession of the ball 56.44%, which is pretty much on par with the rest of the season. FC Tulsa took 15 shots. 10 of those were on goals. I think that was our best attacking, percentage of shots on goal that we've had all year. So very good for FC Tulsa there. We had a few yellow cards as always. So very good night in Orange County for FC Tulsa. You guys got any last thoughts on the Orange County FC Tulsa game?
It's just crazy to look at the shots on goal and see we had 10, they had 2, and we both had a 50% conversion rate. That's a weird stat when you put it that way, but
I agree. I think we said it all.
All right. Well, so we do have a game coming up this Saturday, 7:30 at One Oak Field. It's the first 500 kids get in. First 500 kids in the gate get a free school lunch bag. So let's get out there and fill up One Oak Field. We take on Rhode Island FC, who, as we said earlier in the show, just lost J.J. Williams to a transfer. Thing is, it's a very good team. They've been a good team since they've entered the league. Right now, they're sitting in 7th place in the East at 28 points. Head coach is Cano Smith. He was the assistant in Birmingham. Maybe Birmingham shouldn't have let him go, but he's now in Rhode Island. Their main goalkeeper is Coque Vegas, who's a very, very, very good goalkeeper. I mean, he's just been the top goalkeeper in the league for the last 3 or 4 years. To offensively pick up the pieces, Leo Alfonso, I think we got to watch out for him. Then they got a few other players that, have come in this year that is, they had Albert Dequal last year. Yeah. And then they got those couple of pickups. I'm not even going to try to pronounce their names. I'm glad Ewan was able to correctly spell them. So congratulations. But they got offensive talent. They showed it in the last game against Monterey Bay. They scored 3 on Monterey Bay. You guys, how do you feel about Rhode Island coming into One Oak?
I think looking at a lot of what I'm looking at right now is just like their ESPN kind of the pre-match graphic for us. A lot of our stats are pretty even. Only a difference of like a couple tenths of 100 or a couple tenths of a percentage in like the average goals conceded and average goals scored. I think this is going to be an interesting one. I don't think we've seen them since 2024, I think it was, at Island. So it's one where it's an Eastern Conference opponent we don't see very often, and I'll be very, very interested to see how we match up against them. I think this is a very, on paper, one of the more intriguing matchups we have this season. So I'm just excited to see it, honestly.
I agree with Gage. This match is going to be a good match. I was hoping to see this match and the championship match. I spoke to a lot of their supporters, and I was like, we need to play against each other in the championship. But Rhode Island is a really good good team. Just like somebody's disconnected. Just like I was telling David before, I was like, man, is he back on? David, you back on?
Yeah, had a camera problem. Good job.
Like David was saying earlier, they got a great goalie. They got up and coming players. I'm not sure if they still have that one New England Revolution player that got loaned out to them or not. But they're a really good team, good Eastern Conference team, and I'm excited to see them come out to One Oak finally.
Yeah. Yeah. Scotta is he's played 3 games for him. Scott, 1 goal, 1 assist. So I think we're definitely going to have to look out for him. So, man, like I said, 7:30 p.m. One Oak Field. Mario, you got deets on the tailgate?
Yes, I do. Actually, we are going to be collecting 83 United and also 918 Brigade are going to be collecting school supplies with God, I can't talk, with FC Tulsa. So if you have any school supplies, you can bring it to our tailgate, and we'll before the game we'll bring it out to FC Tulsa. They're also collecting at the gate school supplies for kids. So do me a favor if you have some, if you can bring some, that'd be great. We'll be collecting it. Not sure. I think we're going to be having some pizza out for the tailgate. So come out and enjoy. It's going to be a good time. It's going to start at 5:30. And so come out and come support. I think the tailgates are going to starting to be started a little bit later than normal. I know we started them like at 4:30, but I think we're going to start them a little bit later than normal.
Nice. Well, so all right. Well, Jamie Weber made his 4th straight Team of the Week. So congratulations, Jamie Weber. Also on that Team of the Week, we had Delence Pierre and Kimio Ordonez, who also was Player of the Week this week. So congratulations to all 3 of those guys, especially Jamie making 4 straight. You know how tough it is to make 4 straight Team of the Weeks. I mean, and we lost 2 of those games. So I mean, that's how big of an impact he has been for us. So congratulations there. Mario, you got anything else FC Tulsa before I do a little I got a little game for us tonight before we wrap this up.
Before I switch this picture off that I have on a monitor, there's an ex-FC Tulsa player up there that I'm kind of proud of, Marcus Epps, really good player, and congratulations on him being Team of the Week as well.
I thought you were going to say Chris Shakes. I was like, he didn't play for us, but he's allowed a lot of goals for us.
No. He's always MVP in our heart when he comes to Tulsa, but that's it.
Yeah. All right. So, what I got for us tonight, we've been speeding through this a little bit. I wanted Gage, and I want you to do it too, Mario. Since Gage, you are Scissortail Shirts, to rate some. I got 3 kits. And I got 1 non-FC Tulsa kit. I want you guys to rate these kits from we'll do. Oh, Mario. Bye, Mario. Between 1 and 10. 1 and 10. So, all right. So the first one I got for you is the 2024 home kit. So we got the old 2024 home kit. How did you feel about this Puma inspired 2024 home kit?
Yeah, I think as a design itself, I kind of felt an 8 on this one. It's just definitely it's definitely a clean shirt, especially when paired with the away kit we had that year. I definitely dig the inspiration of the 2 lines meaning to be the Route 66 of the highway and everything on it. I cannot give this anything higher because the material on that jersey was horrific, especially only because of how hot it is here. I genuinely felt like I was wearing a trash bag every single time I put it on. It just very off myself.
Very thin material. Mario, this is the 2024 home kit. How did you feel about the 2024 home kit? Rated between 1 and 10. Gage gave it a solid 8.
8. I like the 2 stripes right down the middle, but this is Oklahoma. Wearing something like that around here, it attracts the heat, man. I have to give it a 7.
I really like the Greenwood logo there. Oh, why am I bunching this up? Because it was the
yeah,
it was the good room.
I need to find a censor button here. You need
an autographed Philip Goodrum kit.
Oh my god!
At that, so yeah.
Bandwagon.
All right, next one, fellas. Next one was the 2021 third kit.
This is a 10 for
Maybe-
me. Easy.
Maybe the wildest kit that we've ever had.
That
It's-
is the wildest kit. I know when I put out like our little 918 Brigade jersey that it was just too much. That for me is a little too much.
I personally, I dig it. I definitely thought it was a 10 for me, and I think it still is. It's just I love a kit with a good story, and I can't lie, I got suckered in by the fact that it's like they partnered with a local school. Everything you see on this kit is a mural that exists in a school in Tulsa right now. And then on top of the fact, it's just one of those. It was so unique. I mean, you see it on the field, at just it immediately glows just with that patina color underneath the stadium light.
The only kit I ever gave a 10 was the scissor tail, the Native American inspired kit. That's bar none my favorite kit that we've ever had.
That's fair.
But I will say this one's a little improved. You know, Dario, King Dario. You know,
Super Dario.
I
Super
know
Dario.
that's Sequoia Elementary. Actually coached their school team when they started that North Tulsa Soccer League. So I seen it when they painted it on there. So big ups that jersey. I still got to give it a 7. I'm not wild yet.
All right, so I went back in the archives for this next one. This one's back in the archives. 2018, the 2018 away kit.
Oh my god!
Osage, you know, the Roughnecks 2018 kit.
I think this one's got to be a 6 for me, and it's only in comparison to, which I can go ahead and grab it, but it's in comparison to having another kit that was the same design, just with the black gold. This is much better than that was, frankly. I'm just not a huge fan of the blue and the orange combined, but like, it's a good design. I just definitely think this one was better, so I can't give that one any higher, unfortunately.
I got some love for that one. That jersey brought me back some good old memories. But yeah, I still got that in my closet somewhere. But that jersey, I got to give it an 8, maybe an 8.5.
Back when I was wearing a medium, yeah, at the good days back then too. So, all right, so that was FC Tulsa. So my next one I'm bringing out is probably my favorite non-FC Tulsa kit. This is the Minneapolis City SC Cats and Crows kit.
Ooh.
I don't know if you can't really see it in there, but it's got little cats and soccer balls and crows. I'm a big fan of Minneapolis City SC's kits. They come up with some bangers in the last few years, especially like the rainbow colored crow feathers. It's across. Yeah. So I mean, but yeah, this is the Cats and Crows kit. Yeah, got the little soccer balls and cats and some crows and.
I had to pull it up on my computer so I can get a better look at this because my eyesight is just, I got Coke bottles on my face basically. But no, I dig this. This is definitely, I agree. Minneapolis has had many of my favorite kits throughout the years. There's that really, really nice 2021 Open Cup kit they had. It literally like it was just a zebra just on cocaine, frankly. But this one is definitely, this is fun. I'm really into this. I think I would have to give this an 8. It's not one I personally would buy, but I definitely have a lot of appreciation for it.
I think Mario's searching it too. Look at it.
No, I'm looking at something else. I was trying to see if I can bring up what I like, but jersey's okay. It's nice. I want to give that maybe a 7.5. It's nice jersey. I've seen better ones from them, but the one I'm looking for is the Providence City. A couple weeks ago when we had Soccer Zombie Tom with us, I was talking to him about jerseys that from lower league teams, and I'm trying to see if I can find it real quick. They got a nice real Brewing Company jersey with the shark underneath. I'm not sure if you guys remember a couple weeks ago that they had a not a couple weeks ago, a couple of years ago when Revolution had that TIFO with the shark, that little boat. Same kind of concept, but they made it into a jersey, and I really like that one for lower league. But that Minneapolis City is a team that I've been following for a good while, from years when they played in the MPSL.
Yeah. We might have to do this little thing more often. We've got enough FC Tulsa kits in the history. I think we might have to do this a little more often. I like. Might have to invest a little bit more in some League Two jerseys too. So, all right, fellas. Any more FC Tulsa talk? I mean, we mentioned the game Saturday, 7:30. Mario's shaking his head yes.
There's something that I think we're all missing and not talking about that has to do with FC Tulsa. And I think
you talking about that Tulsa World article?
Just a little bit, yeah.
So there was a little article that came out in the Tulsa World, and maybe some people got some emails to say come join a focus group. Guys, it might be happening. It might be happening. Mario's about to jump through the screen. It might be happening. A stadium, downtown stadium. So the talks are if you hear that drum banging, that's that drum banging. It's getting a little louder. FC Tulsa had a focus group with a bunch of supporters, had a couple sessions, talk about get input, can maybe show off a little bit of designs. And then the Tulsa World came out with a revitalization plan for downtown. I think it's on kind of down there by where the jail is, kind of past that.
Archer and but
yeah. Mario, you were there. Gage, you were there for me. I'm gonna let you guys talk about that meeting.
Gage, I'll let you go first.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those where it's like, it was kind of one of those where, you always joke with somebody where it's like, hypothetically, they fully sat us down, like, so we're going to show you some things that like could happen. But like when there's full blown seating charts, they're showing us that look pretty similar in both regards. I think it was definitely a situation of like, we're kind of seeing a preview of what will come. It feels like, I walked away very, very optimistic about it. I think all in all, there's some good ideas for, obviously being the supporter group, that's not going to be as much up our alley, but there's some good options for some club seats. There's some good options for some safe standing for the supporter group. There was a lot of good options that if they do come to fruition in the stadium, I think this is going to be very, very exciting for the casual fan all the way up to the diehards. I think there's really something for
Tell me, if we had to listen to that, they scored a goal, right? David.
Monterey Bay scored, yeah. We're good.
Okay. As a right, but as a supporter from the beginning, I've been hoping and dreaming for this day, and now it's on paper and pen. It's not there all the way yet, but hopefully we can have Ryan or JW from the owners come on this episode and let them say what's going to be happening in the future. But from everything from the news article to what we've been told and what we saw, it's making me more and more hopeful. The whole conversation with the focus group was great. They're asking a question. I'm holding my question, where do I need to sign up? Because I am this like today, like tomorrow. Let me know. I can't shovel like those contractors do, but let me know what I need to do to get this moving. Let's get rolling. And the places that we've been told as supporters that it's going to be going up in the paperwork. I'm just super excited.
Yeah, so here's what I'm excited about, is one thing I've been disappointed with this year at FC Tulsa. I wanted to see a Western Conference champion banner go up somewhere, but maybe the One Oak staff drillers won't let us do that. Finally, we'll have a place where we can actually put here's our Western Conference championship banner up. Yeah, we didn't win it all last year. We didn't. We didn't allow a goal in the playoffs. Did we?
Nope.
How many times has as a team in the playoffs not allow a single goal and not win a title? We didn't. We didn't allow a goal, didn't win the title. We had a season that we've never had before in FC Tulsa history, something we're proud of. We got to host a home playoff game. We won a playoff game. We won a Western Conference championship. We got to be on national TV and host the championship game. But yet, we don't have anything to. If Joe Blow came off the street and wanted to go to FC Tulsa game this season, they wouldn't know what we did last year. Finally, if we can get up our own house built, we can put up. This is what we've accomplished. There's probably 2/3 of the team do not have a conference championship in the league. We got one. 2/3 of the teams in the league have not been in a final championship. We've been there. So hopefully when we get our own house built, we can display what we got, what we've accomplished. That team on the western part of the state, they haven't been in a final. They don't have a conference championship. They don't have a regular season championship. We got both of those. So, I want us to be able to display what we're proud of, what we've accomplished, and we're proud of. The Crafts, when they took over the controlling interest from the Hubbards and Drillers and Bob Funk, they have made this team Tulsa's team, I believe.
It is. It is.
All right. So that getting off my soapbox. You guys, any last FC Tulsa talk?
I just am so excited for the concept of having our own place again to call home, because it's like I don't want to say I've been Stockholm syndromed into loving One Oak Field. I definitely think of the baseball stadiums. I do feel like it is good for what we've needed. I argued with somebody about this online the other day. I think we're one of those clubs, if we didn't have One Oak, we wouldn't still be here. Obviously, it wasn't a great partnership for us, but the fact we had a place to call home for as long as we did and stayed alive for as long as we did to get to this point, I'll be grateful for it. I know the biggest thing I would have been sad about leaving One Oak, which it does sound like based off the rendering today, is we needed a view of downtown, and it looks like that area we're going to be. We're going to get the exact same thing, just maybe a mile to the east, or west, I guess, whatever the direction.
At one time we didn't have that view because we had a wide open space view at one time. I mean,
right.
So I mean, I pulled up the game. We was in New Mexico on YouTube. We've all watched the very first FC Tulsa game. There was nothing in that's downtown right now that's there currently. So, yeah. Any local news, fellas? Any local news?
None that I can think of.
I think it's just all the colleges are now starting to get back up and running. I'll speak to here in town, here in Claremore. The men have their home opener, I think, tomorrow. I know TU's already up and running. ORU's already up and running. It's definitely one of those. If you want to go watch some soccer and it doesn't happen to be FC Tulsa, go find a local college team. If you're listening to this, I'm sure they'll love the sport.
Yeah, NSU and Tahlequah, I think, started last week. So, yeah. Yeah, go watch college soccer if you want. State news, I guess Oklahoma United has entered into the U.S. Open Cup qualifying. Haven't heard if the Athletic are. I know they are. Okay. Gage Stickham said yes. And I guess some good Tulsa Athletic news. Their little academy school that they're doing, I guess they filled all their spots for it. So
it's not Tulsa Athletic. It's Technical 10. It's
but they're partnering with Tulsa Athletic.
They're partnering, yeah. It's the Greenwood Soccer Club. They're partnering with them, using their facility and their use and their fields.
Hey, but that's just right there. That's growth of soccer in Green Country. I mean, it's a soccer school academy right there. So I think that's what we all wanted in this local region is the growth of the game and everything here. So, yeah. All right, fellas. Well, I think we've exhausted all our local talk, FC Tulsa talk. Just one last reminder: game 7:30 this Saturday at One Oak Field. Take on Rhode Island FC. All right, Mario. Hot takes. Your favorite thing ever?
Hold on, sir. You're skipping today. One thing that we got to do before. It's 918 Brigade. And we have the man, the myth, the legend here that helped cultivate this jersey. And we got to talk about it. I'm going to have Gage give you his. I know he did multiple videos on this. And please do me a favor, check him out on Instagram, on any other social media that he posted them on. He did a great job. And I'm just so happy that we can do this for our supporters group through his lenses. And Gage, take it away, man.
Yeah, this is definitely one. Which shout out to Austin and the whole team at Equip Studios. They've been fantastic throughout this entire process. I'll admit, as much as I would like to claim credit as designer, I just gave them the idea, they ran with it, and they brought this to life. And it's been awesome to work with them. But yeah, it's nods to our past, our present, obviously the modern club colors with the patina green and the white. Really want to make sure we had that there since we didn't use the patina at all in any of our kits this year, but both the piping down the side for the Admiral template and then the script across the front are both tied to past the Tulsa Roughnecks of the NASL. The stripes are from their first season in 78, and then the script was from their final season in 84. So it's just our past meets the present. There's, of course, the Lucha Libre match back for the 918 Brigade. You got to bring it all together. I'm very happy with the way this one turned out. I think this is really cool. I cannot wait to see this on our fans in the sporting group.
Don't forget a collar.
Don't forget the collar. Absolutely not.
Awesome looking kit. Looks great.
Yeah. And this next Friday is going to be the last day. We're going to be doing our first order run on it. So do me a favor, message us on Facebook, Instagram, X, wherever we're going to be on social media. So we can send you the information. It's only $45. You can pick it up at the tailgate, or we can have it shipped to you for an extra little additional price. Do my favorite, sign one up. These jerseys are amazing. I can't wait to have one. I can't. Well, my fiance can't wait. I know a lot of guys in our sports group has it too. Please do me a favor. Go ahead and purchase. Let's get it done, and let's support this at the stadium or outside the game.
Hold up play, quick combinations, drawing valve, wasting time.
Nice. Nice. It's a nice looking kit. All right. Let's move on. It's down there. The little scrolling now. Hot takes. All right. I'm just gonna do it. I'm jumping feet first in. Who's winning the Premier League this year?
I'm gonna back Leeds. Why not? They won't, but a man can dream.
All right.
Mars gonna pick Bournemouth.
Yeah. We get a better goalkeeper. I think Chelsea will win it all this year. I'm just gonna say it right now. Today is August.
They've been linked with,
and I'm gonna say it now. If we can get a better goalkeeper, I think watch out. Our three strikers are amazing. But if I have to do reality, man, I don't know why, but Man City is just it's a juggernaut right there, man. That team has Erling. I mean, I can't see anybody. Arsenal's not going to do a repeat. Liverpool doesn't look as good. Salah's been old. I'm sorry, Man U's not going to do nothing. Tottenham, I think they're going to get relegated this year, I hope. And yeah, it's just going to be, if it ain't Chelsea, I think it's going to be Man City.
All right. So I watched the Arsenal game. They look pretty good. They look pretty good. Yeah, they played Coventry. So, I mean, it is what it is. But they look good. City's got so much turnover. I don't know if I can trust them right now. Like you said, Liverpool's in the transition. United is in a what? We'll see. I don't know. I mean, they look good at the end of the year last year, but you know, we'll see. Tottenham, they spend a lot of money. That's what I can say. Chelsea, if they can actually could play 20 players or something, because they got 40 something on their roster, 40 something players, and not in Champions League. Yeah, that they got a bloated roster. I mean, I guess if someone's not playing good, they got somebody else to turn to. So I mean, you got that. But then I heard that they've been talking maybe bringing Andre Onana in as a goalkeeper. So I'm like, yeah, have fun with that. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So
No.
I don't know. I think it's Arsenal's because Arsenal's just seems to be out of the big teams in the Premier League. They seem to be the most solid coming back from last year. I mean, so yeah. I guess I'm choosing Arsenal. Sadly. All right. Hot take number 2. You ready for it?
Go for it.
Is Monterey Bay ever going to turn it around, or are they going to just fold shop?
They're one of the ones I want them to turn it around for the sake of their fans and everything they got going up there. I don't see it happening. Unless some absolute just major shakeup happens top to bottom. I don't see it happening.
I don't think they're gonna close up shop, but I think they're just gonna go. Yeah, man. I think they're a team that can go to League One or even League Two. To be honest, the self-relegate is what I was gonna say earlier, but they spent too much money. They gave me half my deposit back, so
It just feels like they took a bunch of darts and they just threw it at the board. It's what that feels like to me is they took a bunch of darts, threw it at the board, and just hoping something sticks and clicks and does great. But they've switched coaches. They thought they get the new coach bump, then they played us and lost, and I don't know. The third hot take. I got 3 hot takes, and then I'll let you guys go. Who's going to get more wins this year? Birmingham, Brooklyn, or Jacksonville?
You're forgetting one more team to add to that list. That's Miami.
I think Brooklyn's got 3. I think Birmingham's got 3, and I think Jacksonville's got 2 now.
Yeah. Of the 3 I've watched this year, I've liked the most ball I've seen from Brooklyn, and that's just because I happen to watch a hate watch against Hartford. But they concede so many goals that they could score 5, they're going to give up 6. They're going to find a way. So I think of the 3, honestly, just looking at goal differential, because they can kind of score as much as they give up, I think it's probably going to be Birmingham. But that's assuming they don't lose at the death again multiple times.
Yeah. It makes me think, how did we lose to them?
Yeah. Sorry, Caleb. I'm not picking Birmingham. I'm not picking Brooklyn. I kind of wish and I hope, another Florida team can kind of compete against Tampa. Not this year, probably not next year, but maybe down the road. And Jacksonville can actually muster up a good team and a good run on a season. I hope Jacksonville can do something and start winning some more games so their fans and also their front office can be happy for what they created,
That's the end of my hot takes. You guys take over.
All right. Gage, you want to go first or you want me to go?
I can go. Unfortunately, it's doom and gloom. All I can think about this season so far is I fear we're going to see more than one team fold this offseason between League One and the championship, but definitely the championship. We have 2 teams that have now announced they're leaving their stadiums, but no plans as far as we know of where they're going. Like that alone has me feeling like, where are you going to go? And not to call them out by name, but Las Vegas being like the 6th or 7th most important team in their city, and they don't have a home venue now. I don't know what the plan is. I preface what I say with I don't ever want to lose teams because I know
all in the West.
Do what?
All in the West too.
Yeah. I don't ever want to lose teams because obviously it would devastate us if we were just to up and lose our club one day. But Spokane is giving me concern just based off the way the women's team folded so abruptly. They're so far out there. I don't want to be the doom and gloom guy, but I have a lot of reservations about this offseason and how many clubs we're going to lose.
But the thing with Sporting or with Spokane, they got reinforcements coming up to the Pacific Northwest. Sporting Cascades is coming. The AC Boise's there. So I think I really think League One needs to regionalize really quickly. I think they need to bust it up East and West at least to start out with, just because to save that. I mean, the Cosmos aren't drawing like they should. Corpus Christi was weak down in Texas. So yeah, I'm with you on that. The other one I think you were talking about in the championship was maybe Oakland.
Yep. I don't
But
know what
Oakland
play is.
I think that using the Coliseum was just they were shooting for the moon.
Yep.
They had thoughts of grandeur as they could get. We're the only team in Oakland. We're going to the Coliseum, and I think they took a too big of a bite of the apple. They got state of the art training facilities. I think they'll survive, but I think they're going to find a much smaller stadium. Mario,
What's up? You on my hot takes now?
you got any answer for Gage about teams folding?
Oh yeah, those teams. One team that I feel bad because I've heard many rumblings from other people. I'm not going to say their names or anything like that, but the team in Alabama that I don't know, man. Birmingham is a team that I have a feeling that they will be not this year, but maybe next season if they keep their attendance is plummeting down. Their stadium is humongous, but nobody's ever there. And they're playing. I mean, they're not that great either. If they keep this up, I think they can fold next season.
But with Birmingham, they're at least trying something different. They scheduled some games at a smaller stadium out in the county. So I think they're trying to get some feel, and maybe that might be their future doing something like that. So, I mean, in all honesty, I wish they would stay at BBVB Park, UAB.
Yep.
But something they couldn't work out that contract agreement. So, but maybe them going out into the county I forgot what county it is, to a stadium, smaller stadium. Maybe they're looking at other avenues to get out of protected stadium.
Yeah.
All right, Mario.
All right. So I got a two-parter. One, Western, and I'll bring it up real quick so people can look at it. West standings right now. If you guys had to give a pick from 1 to 5, who is your in order in the end of the season picks?
I'll let Gage go first.
This feels like one of those ones you look at and like there's really no right answer. But they're like it's just such a cluster that I could say something and be completely wrong or completely right. I don't see New Mexico falling below second. They just have such an advantage with games in hand, and frankly, they just look really good. I can see them winning it. I think I'm going to take them as my number one. I see us jumping into 3, hopefully 2, but definitely 3. I think Sacramento makes a run, but that top 4 and Sacramento, I think, is my overall top 5. In order can be interchangeable, but that's the 5 I see going.
Man, so after watching Orange County, I think they'll fall to maybe 6th or 7th.
Yeah.
I see Tulsa, San Antonio, Sacramento along with New Mexico, and El Paso trying for a home playoff game. Lexington's got too much talent not to push this year. Las Vegas, I think, are fringe, along with Colorado Springs and Oakland. Phoenix, I like the move for Tate Schmidt to bring him in. He got the assist on that last goal by Sacco against Sacramento. So I think they would push for the playoffs, but I think it's going to be New Mexico. I'm going to go New Mexico, San Antonio, Tulsa, Sacramento as the top 4. El Paso 5, Orange County maybe 6, 7 maybe. Lexington 6-7.
Okay. So I'll give you guys mine. I'm gonna keep New Mexico number 1. Number 2 is gonna be Sacramento. Number 3 is gonna be Tulsa. Then I'm gonna say San Antonio. And my number 5th one, people are gonna look at me crazy when I say this, but I think Colorado Springs is gonna be coming back up. I think Orange County is gonna
Good
drop.
team.
Yeah, Colorado Springs will come back up and take that 5th spot.
I really like the move for Bryce Jamison, bringing him on loan from Colorado Rapids for Colorado Springs. So, yeah, I think that's good. That's a good call right there. I think Oakland might be tougher than we think too.
Right.
Yeah. Bruno Lapa.
He's gonna pull a Trevor Amon and drop a first half hat trick on us.
Yeah, that's a good call by you. And Phoenix did bring in Juan David Torres. You know, he played for Charleston last year, and he was just absolutely dynamite in the regular season for Charleston last year. Then he disappeared and didn't play in the playoffs or late in the season for him. So yeah, it was good. That's a good shout out on that.
Well, my last one, and it'll be quick and easy. What are we going to call the supporter section for our stadium?
Oh my. Well, that's a good question. So I always like, this is me personally. The Eric Bergstand. That's
Oh my God, dude, you are the man. You are the man.
the longest tenured player. I thought that was DaCosta. I think DaCosta might have been the longest tenured player. Maybe Bradley Bourgeois. Because Bradley, he was in 2017. That came back in at 2021 to 2024. So, if we say that One Oak, I always wanted to call, I always wanted to tie it in something with the Gap Band or something, because we're at Greenwood, Archer, and Pine. It kind of intersects, but we're leaving One Oak maybe. So I don't know. That's a good question.
Gage, you gotta pick for a name.
This is gonna be biased because of the name of my account and everything, but I love that we're finally appreciating something to do with the Scissor Tails. Like, we're actually getting called that and all the league write-ups and stuff. Something to do with birds would be kind of cool. Like, I don't know what we could do with that, but I do also like the shout in the chat from our good buddy Steve of Center of the Universe. I think that's pretty cool too. But
I like that. That's a good one.
As long as we don't do anything just utterly stupid, I think we'll be good.
I always was sort of fond of the name The Rig, to go back for our old back in the day, Roughnecks era and stuff like that, and we wear the black and gold and stuff. But if it's not The Rig, Center of Universe is fine with me. Says, how about the Wrench? Yeah, that's not a bad idea, but I guess we gotta wait and see. But
maybe tie something with the Canes. They have the famous green room at the Canes. Maybe the green. I don't know. There's a lot of like history in Tulsa that you could good history in Tulsa you could tie it into.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But for our
That's
opponent,
good question.
But no, I that's all for me.
I think we're good.
You boys are done. Do you guys want to bring something else out? Any questions? Anything like that?
I think the only thing I can mention is I got to give a shout out to our good buddy Kyle from Grassroots POV on Instagram. He's making the flight out from Los Angeles to he's in Naples right now for the League One match on Friday, and then he'll be flying up to Tulsa on Saturday. So we'll have a friend from halfway across the country here with us on Saturday. So say hey if you see him.
We'll do. Man, we actually got some disappointing news. I know we were told that Ozark United supporters were going to come out to the game and come hang out with us, but they are no longer going to be coming out there. Hopefully down the road they will be coming down and having a couple drinks. I know everybody's going to kind of look at me scowl, but I got a friend from Oklahoma City that's actually going to be coming out here and coming hanging out with us. I guess he wants to get some feedback and take it back to the city to show how it's actually properly done in Oklahoma to support a team. But you guys will see him there too. But other than that, I just got to give one quick. I think this is who is this? Nick Roadblock. He came out with the Birdhouse. I know a couple weeks ago I said, if we actually move over there, we're going to change the name of our supporters group from 918 Brigade to the Jailbirds. But that's
fair enough.
Yeah, but thank y'all for watching. Really appreciate everything. Cool, Will, you might have to rewind this episode because we went through all of that already. But thank y'all for watching. Do me a favor, if you have any questions, comments, if you have any suggestions for anybody to be on the podcast next time, do me a favor. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Ewan, thank you so much for your comments on here tonight. Steve, the same thing. Nick, Cool, Will. But other than that, I also want to give big shout outs. Thank you, Gage, for being on the podcast. Really appreciate your time. We can't wait for you to see your videos. Also, check him out on Scissortail shirts. On Instagram, he has multiple shirts, not just championship, but also League One and other leagues in the United States. He has great videos, so really appreciate his time and for him to being on here tonight. David, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. There's just one less thing to do, and that is Vamos Tulsa.
Vamos Tulsa. Now cue that Alan Doyle.
I caught the Glock, mama oldest acting like he grown. Now peep the logic. I got a heap of problems. A mathematician, you see, I gotta keep it honest. I'm past offensive. From my childhood, I force you to forfeit. Turn snitch across over source work for corporate. The hardship is not marked for fake artists barking. The artsy astrologist, a start to your rocket ship. Soon as I change styles, the moment that y'all pocket it. And prophets' eyes prophesize giant size dollar clips for blessings. There ain't no way contested for as outsiders charging 20 G's a session.
Forward and I can't go back. Lessons that I went through, put some questions on my mental. Forward and I can't go back. The stress that I've been through, I left that in the rear view. Forward and I can't go back. Lessons that I went through, put some questions on my mental. Forward and I can't go back. The stress that I've been through, I left that in the rear view.
Yeah, outsiders in the casa. Outside.